Welcome, Leo, to your solstice reading, where in the northern hemisphere, we are leaning away from the sun in winter, and in the southern hemisphere, we're leaning toward the sun for summer. So for this reading, we're going to be asking Spirit where they feel during the solstice you're leaning away from, and what are you leaning toward? Now, all the cards I'm using in the reading, I do list in the description box of the video down below, so if any of them catch your fancy, then you know where you can pick these up from. So, this will be for the full 3-month period starting around December 22nd through March 21st of next year. So this is what we're going through. The first 2 decks are going to be what you are leaning toward during the solstice. So we'll start off with the Sacred Destiny Oracle. And let's see what we got happening here. So Leo, what are you leaning toward during the solstice? What are you leaning toward? All right, so this is the one right here. And you've got the flow. So you are going with the flow during the solstice, or learning to do so, even more so. And let's take a look and see what message comes in here. This is called the Meandering River. And it says a meandering river is a waterway that curves, bends, turns, and seems to swing side to side as it flows forward. Viewed from above, it looks like snake. And meandering rivers are dynamic as they wind their way across valley floors and bring life-giving sediment to new habitats. The word meander was derived from the ancient Meander River, which flows into the Aegean Sea. And the Greeks created symbols for meander that have been described as some of the most important symbols for the ancient Greek culture. They represented the fluid movement of water and the eternal flow of all life. The twisting patterns were also thought to represent the serpent, which was the symbol of healing. Hence, our present-day symbol for doctors is the 2 snakes. The sacred landscape wants you to know there are times to hold on tight to the shore, and there are times to enter the flow. Notice where life is going and move in that direction. Watch for signs and follow them. Don't resist. When you go with the flow, your life force expands and healing on all levels abounds. This is also the time to release old, limiting patterns, forgive, and let go of the need to be right about your beliefs. If you aren't feeling the smooth currents of life, it might mean that you're being self-critical or judgmental. And when you enter the flow with gratitude and love, you will find blessings surrounding you. You will enter into a state of grace, and healing will abound. Wow. So flow, going with the flow, is expansive, during this time, of course. Not much more I can add to that. We're also going to pull from the Sacred Forest Oracle, see what they would like to add to this. All right, so what else for Leo during this solstice, please? What are they leaning toward? So you're leaning towards flow and healing. And not resisting. All right. So you've got the Spirit Guardian of Spring, which is activation. So you do have spring energy coming in here, which happens right in between, of course, winter and summer. All right. Oops, and that was card number 36. I think I said that, but I already forgot. It happens when you get older, So activation. Daffodils are servicing through the dark, rich soil. Tiny green buds are busting forth on every tree as a cacophony of birdsongs fill the air. Flowers are bursting into bloom, and there is a wild scampering through the forest as creatures, large and small, revel in the glorious energy of spring. A new cycle has begun again. So do not hesitate. The time is now. Take action. It's okay if you are hesitant or even afraid. Face that fear and do it anyway. There are times to pull back and think carefully before every action, but this isn't one of those times. Forge forward with courage and certainty. A new beginning awaits you. And it makes sense because you're not resisting, you're not holding back. Sometimes going with the flow, I'm going to go so fast forward though. I don't know if I should let go. And this is saying, let go and go with the flow. It's going to take you exactly perfectly where you're meant to go. It says you might experience some chaos or turmoil, but that is all part of this exciting time or activation. Do not allow upheaval to disrupt your forward trajectory. Be courageous and forthright. Make your decisions swiftly and with confidence, and then act on them with steely resolve. In ancient times, people employed springtime ceremonies to clear out the old and invite in the new. Spring was seen as a time of new life, seeds sprouting, eggs hatching, animals giving birth, and new beginning. Spring also refers to hope, renewal, growth, youth, and love, and ceremonies were done to honor this transition in life. The spirit guardian of spring says, get ready, big changes are ahead. Things that have been incubating are now coming to life. A profound transformation is ahead. Take risks, keep going, prepare for this time of upheaval, fluctuations, and renewal, and the end result will be glorious. I like it. Yeah, definitely. It's a time for movement and action. Flow, move, not stagnate and sit. We're also going to pull from these archetype cards, and these have both light attributes and shadow attributes. The light attributes are what you're moving toward, and the shadow attributes are what you are leaning away from. All right. So for Leo, what else would you like them to know? Okay. Boom. And you've got the alchemist. Yes, turning things, right? Transformation. So the light attribute is transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. And you're leaning away from the shadow attribute, which is misuse of power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. So you're moving from this old way of looking at things, this old way of control and fear, to moving into this movement forward. Absolutely becoming this powerful alchemist who uses their energy and power to help them move forward, but also help other people move forward. And then you have the power of surrender, which will also be about, this is focusing on what you are leaning away from. So for Leo, what are you leaning away from? And you surrender to non-action. So this is what you're moving away from. And I'm glad, because here we talk about action, action, action. And says, now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Well, this is what you are leaning away from. You had a time of where you were instructed to be still, to let other things come to you, to learn to receive. But now this is so specific. Now's the time to act and to flow. So you did what you were being guided and nudged to do, but now is the time for the change coming in. I like it. And then, now that you have this information of, like, what are you leaning toward or what are you leaning away from, we're going to pull from the enchanted map to see, what are you going to do with this? What do you end up doing with this, either throughout this solstice or at the end? So let's take a look. So for Leo, what are they going to do with all this? What do you want them to know? Okay, none of those. None of those. All right, that one. And you've got coming to life. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Ta-da! Showing your bright light there. We'll put that right here, card number 29, and let's see what message comes in here. Something beautiful is being born in your life. We already knew that with this new beginning coming in. So definitely there's this birth that is happening. When you look at your life, can you see how you've grown and evolved over time? Perhaps you've shed skins and identities and created new ones, or at the very least matured in your ideas about yourself and the world that you inhabit. You know things take time, and Spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. This card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. You must try not to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. Go with the flow, right? Spirit knows the best form for the manifestations of this dream, and your life can become even better than you could possibly imagine. Now is the time for reverence and awe. Allow the contours of your path, right? The contours of your path to be carved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up. And the reverse meaning of this card says that this is a gentle reminder to get out of your own way, to let go and let Spirit lead. New life is unstable in the beginning and needs gentle care. Farmers don't go into their fields and pull up the shoots of plants to see how they're doing. They know that everything has its own cycle of growth. Let nature take its course. Find other things to focus on right now. Simplicity and small steps are the order of the day. When the time is right, you will see the miracle. Perfect. I love it. So right in alignment with everything we've talked about. And then we're going to pull from the Tarot of Dreams and see what else Spirit would like to add to this for you. But what a beautiful... The time of non-action is over, and it's time for move it, move it. So what else for Leo, please? Okay. I like that one too. No. Just that one. What else? All right. So we'll start with these, and you've got, the Queen of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles. So Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, new birth coming in. So right up the alley here, we knew that was going to be here. So definitely reiterating that you do have this new birth, this new adventures that are coming. And here's the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords, swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, and you see the little bubble that they have themselves trapped in. Well, this is your realizing your old thoughts, your old beliefs, your old mindsets that were keeping you restricted before, keeping you small, telling you who you shouldn't be, couldn't be, etc., etc., etc. And but you're cutting those away now. You're realizing those things that made you feel blinded and bound and trapped. And you're releasing those. That's what allow this flow to happen, because it's like I almost feel like this is like you in a womb, and here comes the new birth. The water is breaking, and it's moving you forward. Yeah, moving you forward. Wheel of Fortune, 10 endings and new beginnings. Things turning in your favor. Everything is always turning in our favor, but this, even your human side, feels like things are turning in your favor instead of feeling like, oh, what is this life that's unfolding? No. Then you have the King of Wands. So definitely fire, action. Wands are your drive, your ambition, your passion, your inspiration. Entrepreneur card, but definitely this is the fire. This is the movement forward that we knew was all here. And they are able to really super focus their energy and to send it in directions, which of course you are fire element. And so this is representing of you as well. You're really getting in tune with yourself and where you want to head, what you want to do, where you want to invest your energy and expand. And again, no sitting still any longer. This is definitely you stepping into that power. you have the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is fears, and I think one of these says, you might feel fear, but do it anyway. And that's what ultimately, this is what our fears come down to, because it's usually a giant heart with three swords stuck in it, which represents heartbreak, this idea that our heart can be broken. But it really is fear at the core of it. And because we fear losing a conditional love of the outside world. What will people think? What will happen? Oh no, all that stuff that's bubbling down in there, right? So these are the expectations. And there's three different areas. It's situations, things, and relationships. And so all three areas are things that have fears around them. And I feel like during this period of time, you're realizing what of your own thoughts and beliefs around those areas kept you restricted, kept you really in non-action for a period of time. And you were not nudged to get out of that either. But it's this awareness now that you got comfy sitting still. It's like, okay, now move. Now the fears, because you went from being quiet about them to now being nudged for it, you're like, oh, there's the fear. They come out even much more clearly than you had when you were facing them all the time. They just were so part of your daily life. You didn't think a whole lot about it, or you didn't recognize it. Let's put it that way. But when it's quiet, it's like if you're always working in a loud bar as a bartender. You're used to all the loud noise, and you really don't feel like there's noise. But when you go in at the start of your shift and it's quiet, no music, nothing else is on, and you're quietly, unpacking stuff, doing inventory, doing all those things that you do when the customers are not there, when the bar isn't open, and suddenly someone turns on music, suddenly you realize, and it really stands out, whereas before it didn't. And that's what I'm showing there, is that energy. Then you have the Knight of Cups. So movement of emotion, movement. So definitely there is this, your emotions are swirling. You are having this movement in your life going on. So definitely we knew that. So beautiful, beautiful energy for you for this solstice. I like where this is taking you. New birth, new things are happening. Where, winter in the Northern Hemisphere is a time of hibernation. Summer is a time of huge, huge growth in the Southern Hemisphere. This is the energy that you're tapping into, is huge growth and huge movement in your life during this time. And if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these readings, I also put out weekly energy updates for each individual zodiac sign, pick a card readings, monthly readings for each zodiac sign, and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of these and get updated immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button, and then by clicking that subscribe button, you're given access to the notification bell. When you go in there, there is an option of all. If you select that, two things happen. One, you get notified immediately when these videos come out. Also, two, you get notified when I go live on YouTube to provide free readings. I go live every single day. Also, doing those things helps spread the Zen love, and it does help my channel grow in significant ways, because when you like or share one of my videos, comment on one of my videos, subscribe to my channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so crazy, giddy, excited, happy, wants to automatically share the videos of my channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, please know I'm very, very grateful. These are general readings. If you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings. All that information is listed in the description box of the video down below. All right, beautiful, beautiful Leos, as you roar through this solstice, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing adventure. We'll be talking soon, but in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.